back outside. I heard you ain't inside, but when you're dead outside. Hope y'all can hear me. I am so excited. Okay, so we're live. All right. Hope you guys can hear me. So today I really want to talk about the number one mistake that is keeping coaches from the bag. And I'm here to help you to build your brand and your business by leveraging YouTube. So I'm gonna help you to get to the bag. So I have been reading this book right here, Oversubscribed. It's by Daniel Priestley. It was recommended to me by a coach, one of my coaches, and it is so good. So I was like, oh my God, I gotta share this with everybody. All right, so let me see if I can can I pin a comment here? I'm still learning the YouTube situation when it comes to going live, but whatever. We're just gonna go for it. So let's just get into it. The number one mistake that is keeping coaches from getting to the bag is focusing on the wrong things, all of the wrong things. And I believe this comes from just being new and being just whenever you're new to something, it's hard to know exactly what to do, what you should focus on, where your energy should go, especially if you're like me and you're in a job that you probably don't like, or you're in 9 to 5 and you're coaching on the side, or you want to get into coaching, or even more smartly, it's not really a word, but what's really smart is to leverage the skills that you're learning in your job to build a coaching or consulting practice. Excuse me. So this book, this is really good. And it was helping to drive this point home and affirm some things for me. So I had to share them with y'all. So when you focus on things that don't matter, and I'm talking about things like what your brand colors are or what your website looks like, things like that. The number one thing you should be doing, and you need to continue to do this when you're not a new coach anymore, but also especially when you're a new coach, is building your tribe, building your community. In this book, it describes it as building your market and not even worried about the market, but building your own market, which is a really great way to look at this, because especially right now, as we're going into a recession in America, and I don't know what the implications are the rest of the world. I'm not an economist, so don't come for me. But I think that is one of the things that, and as I know for myself, this is something that I was always doing. I was always focused on the things that I felt were easier to grab onto. Like, okay, can I make my brand look pretty? Can I make my Instagram look so pretty and polished? And can I make as far as YouTube, can I make if it was a YouTube, can I make my background look cute? Things like that. It's like, no, we need to focus on building our community. And how do we do that? That is by getting the most content out. Not even just the most content, but how can we create content in a way that is both quality and quantity? So basically, we need to be creating quality content, right, on a consistent basis to generate more quantity. And because it's going to make you more discoverable, it's going to make you easier to find, and it's going to make people easier to really get to know you, to get to know, like, and trust you. And there's this amazing quote in this book that I freaking love. And I'm going to pull it up right now. And it says, he said in the part of the book, he was like, a business ready to scale is one that has enough digital assets freely available online to anyone who wants to go on a content. So anyone who wants to go on a content binge can easily do so. So the way that I took that is, all right, where am I at online? And also in the book, this is the book, Daniel Priestley, Oversubscribed. He has this concept of the 7-11-4, which is 7 hours. Hey, baby. Which is when people spend at least 7 hours with you. It takes them from being an acquaintance to being more of a friend and to viewing you more as a friend. And we know that we trust our friends, you know what I mean? Because we don't throw that friend word around lightly over here, all right? And also having 11 interactions with you. So 11 interactions all over the internet, all over these internet streets, and in 4 locations. So that got me to thinking. So that's the 7-11-4 formula. And I was just thinking about that. I was like, dang, where am I showing up at? Where are my 4 locations, right? So I know I have YouTube personally, Instagram, TikTok, you can say email, but within those, and soon to be podcasts. So within those 4 locations, as you know, like even with YouTube, you've got YouTube Shorts, you've got YouTube videos, you've got YouTube Live, like we're on now. You've got the community tab if you have at least 1,000 subscribers. So there's a lot of different places within these places to be. But this is why I teach my clients how to repurpose their content, so you're not literally going crazy trying to create content for different platforms. But think about that. So where are you at? Where are like 4 locations online that you were at? If you are someone who is trying to build your brand and build your business, especially as a personal brand, and they actually say in the book that there is every business, there is no business that's exempt to this today. So it doesn't even matter if you're e-com, if you're a personal brand, if you are in a big business, you need to be present on many different platforms in many different areas. That 7 hours people can spend with you, that 11 interactions, okay, 11, at least 11 different interactions. And this is this is among all of the noise and all the other content that's online. So think about that. And in 4 different locations, right? So another part of the book that I really liked in this section is they said, my daughter's over here looking at me like, what is mommy doing? So lay the foundations for people to know, like, and trust you. Of course, I interpreted that as creating content. So we need to be creating content consistently, right? And Savannah, what are you doing? This is mom life, y'all. I didn't know she was even coming home right now, but this is the way it is. Create content that people can binge, which means create quality content in large enough quantity so people can spend more time with you, find you in more places and more locations. Yeah, this is loud. So people can find you in more places and more locations. And that is so important because as we create our tribe, we create our we it allows us to build our community, which allows us to build our tribe. And when you have a tribe, that is your own market. Okay. So you know how people like let you might be like, oh well, this particular coach charges X amount of dollars, or this coach is her package is 2,000, so I'm gonna make mine 1,500 so I can like get, and she's in my industry, so I'm gonna try to get some of her clients, and they'll come to me because I am cheaper. But then you got some coaches, okay, like let's think about bags, for example. Let's think about bags. So we got Louis V. Okay, we've got all the luxury bags, right? I just like Louis, so I say Louis. But we've got like all the luxury bags, right? They're charging, their markup is wild, like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars more than what you would pay going to Target and getting a bag that's probably really cute. I'm not going to say just as cute, but very, very cute. Same function, does the same thing. But the reason that these luxury brands can charge a higher price point is because they have positioned themselves in a way, well, they have positioned themselves in the market so that they're people actually want to pay that price. They will run. People listen. When I be going to the Louis store and I walk past the Gucci store, they be having lines, y'all. They having lines wrapped around the block. So, and that is still to this day. That's not going to change in a recession. That's not going to change. So if we're thinking in terms like that, but then you've also got places like Target who sell bags. Every store sells bags pretty much. Target, Walmart, all them kind of stores, right? So it's like, but you wouldn't even consider dropping what you would drop on a bag in Target that you would in Louis. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't make any sense for you. Hmm? Okay, mommy. Okay, baby. Well, can you go take that downstairs? I don't think she will. But that's okay. So think of it in terms like that. And they in the book is what they're saying is that the reason people do that is because like every brand has their own market, right? Obviously, we're thinking about, I'm talking of the example of Target. Y'all. It's Savannah. Take this downstairs. Here. Can you take this downstairs, please? Look, you done got salt on my desk, child. This is legit. This is just life. So we'll put that over there and we'll get back to it. So, all right, where was I? So personally, you would not think of spending as much money as you would spend on a bag that you know is overpriced, that you know you can find a cheaper bag somewhere else. You wouldn't even think about spending that somewhere like Target, that you would spend in like the Louis store, the Gucci store, Chanel, whatever, right? And these prices on these bags are only going up. So in whatever market. So basically it's saying that when you have your own tribe, when you build your own tribe, your own community, it doesn't matter what's going on in the market, is because you have created your own market. You've built your own market of people who really care about what you're doing, who really rock with you, who really love you, who really want to hear what only you have to say. And they have dug so deep into your brand, into your content, that it doesn't matter what anybody else is selling. It don't matter what anybody else, even if they're in a similar niche, even if this person may be in a pinch and they may not have the money to invest with you at whatever level, they will find a way. Eventually they will get there. It doesn't matter. You do not have to lower your prices. You do not have to compromise. You can charge what you want. You can create what you want, and it will still sell because you have given so much value and so much quality, so much value to these people that they're just like, they're in love with you. They're like raving fans. So it's this whole thing. And what I like about this is that it goes back to what I be teaching my clients, what I want to teach you guys, is that you do not have to have a whole bunch of people. You don't have to be like famous in the sense of the traditional sense of being famous. Like we hear famous, we think celebrities, we think Kardashians, we think Beyonce. You know what I mean? We think people like that. But it's like, look, you and me, we do not need millions and millions of people to know about us, to like us, to love us, to invest with us, to be part of our community, to be part of our tribe. All we need is a few thousand, a few hundred loyal people, right, in our community, so that we're able to build a profitable brand. And something else that I think was really, really good was that they were saying in this book, I'm live. Oh, where's she going? She's in the TV. Oh, okay. All right. Being smaller. So one of the things that they say is being smaller can be an advantage when it comes to being oversubscribed, because the whole book is about being oversubscribed. And oversubscribed basically, oh my gosh. The ghetto. The ghetto, y'all. This is I'm in a loft right now, so there's no privacy. But this is my little safe haven. This is my little haven. This is where I'm going to be doing my videos. This is how it is. So the concept of being oversubscribed basically is not having like millions and millions of subscribers, followers, people following you or whatever. It's literally only about more people than you can handle. So it's about having more of a supply, having more demand than what you can handle. So it doesn't matter what the next person is doing. Doesn't matter what the next coach is doing. Okay. In this sense, doesn't matter what the next person online is doing. It matters that you have more people who want your stuff than what you're able to handle. And this is a good problem. This is a good problem to have, because then we can have wait lists. We can have people who are just like looking forward to, who are jumping on calls with us and willing to wait 2 months, 2 months, 6 months, 12 months in some cases to work with us. There are people who are willing to invest at whatever level because they want to work with you so bad. You know what I mean? And because they trust you and they know that they're going to help you're going to help them to get the results that they want. So this is just it was just so important to me to really talk to you about this, because of the fact that I think a lot of us think, especially when we're first starting out, especially online, there's so much noise, there's so many people, there's so many influencers and whatever online today. And it's just like, I think we often think that our brand needs to look like the next person's, or we need to say what the next person's saying, or we need to we need to have millions of people. We need to have 100,000 subscribers. We need to get the YouTube play button to get on YouTube and be taken seriously. Or we need to, I don't know, like have millions of people or thousands and thousands of people on our email list. Like, no, we don't need that. That's great. We work our way up to that if that's what you want to do. But realistically, to live a very comfortable and actually even more than comfortable, like a little, what do they call it now? The soft life. To live that kind of lifestyle, you don't need all that. Okay. You only need a few hundred, a few thousand people, depending on whatever kind of business model you have, to really be in a steady state of profit, right? In whatever market, whatever, I don't know what they call it, bear, bull, whatever, what's going on. So I wanted to talk about this. So for y'all, I need you to think about this 7-11-4 formula. The 7 hours people can spend with you. Can people right now spend at least 7 hours, reviewing your content? And they even went on to say, like, better yet, a whole entire day viewing your free content, right? Online, digitally, wherever, can they spend at least 7 hours, right? As like the minimum to really get like in your world and like in your ecosystem, right? And then can they actually have 11 interactions with you? And interactions can mean like right now you're interacting with me on YouTube Live, and then Instagram, right? And then you can go to my Instagram, you can go and view my all my old YouTube videos, you can go and view articles, you can go like and view different type of things that I've put out there over the years, or if you're just getting started, it'd be over the months, right? So I'm saying all this to say, and then of course the four different locations that they say that you need to be in to really like, because it creates a deeper bond with people when they see you in different locations. And one of the things that used this example was, when you only see somebody at work, it's like you think of them like, oh, that's my work friend, like that's my coworker. You don't really look at them as like a friend. When I was working in my job, those were my coworkers. It was weird to say friend, even though we have been working together for years. A lot of the people who I only saw on my job, it's like that's my coworker. And that's no shade. It's just that's my coworker. But if there's people that I saw outside of work, like in addition to the job, it's like, oh, that's my girl. Like that's my friend. Like that's I was just at her kid's birthday, like something like that. So it's the same, for your people. Like all you need to worry about is your people, is finding your people. And the way that you can find your people is to actually have them find you. So that is basically being in places where they're at. This is why I talk about YouTube so much, because everyone's on YouTube. There's like 2.3, 2.4 billion people, monthly users on YouTube, right? So it's like most likely your people are here. All right. It's just us putting out the content and positioning ourselves in a way for people to actually find us. That is the main thing. And a lot of us are so caught up in like making everything look perfect and making ourselves look perfect, and not being willing to like do things messy and do it ugly, as my girl Kelly says. And that's the reason why we ain't being found and we can't build our community. Hence, we can't build no businesses. So even if you're a coach who's not really new, and you have maybe you're struggling with funds, and you're struggling with actually selling, your programs and stuff like that, maybe you need to take it back to basics. Build your community first, right? Build your community, and then your community will also help you to learn what exactly they even want you to create, what kind of products they need to help them live a better life, or whatever it is that you help them with. So think about that. I want you to remember that 7-11-4 concept, and especially as you are creating content. And on this channel, I'm going to be talking a lot about content creation and keeping it super simple, because it could be so simple, y'all. I promise. It could be real simple. Listen, y'all saw my daughter was just in the screen with a box of Roy Rogers fries that she shouldn't even be eating, but my husband bought that for her after school. So I want you to not be afraid to do it ugly, to do it messy, but just to do it. Get out there and do it. Because listen, y'all. Another thing is that a lot of us have. Well, I've been thinking about this. So this might be like a little bit tangent, but a lot of us like we have issues with different people. We have issues, or we see so much noise online, or we think to ourselves like, oh, this person again, or like, oh, they're talking about the same thing, or like, oh my God, they just want this people's money. Like they don't care about the people. They just want to take their money. They're people. Some people's favorite words are like scammers, which I'm like so over that. But especially when it comes to coaching and coaching online, especially because it's not regulated or whatever. Even if it was regulated, like who's going to be regulating it? I mean, like really. But I'm just saying a lot of us have like gripes and things, and you want to see better, you want to see change, you want to have an impact, right? And you want to live a fulfilled life. And I truly believe that when people are living fulfilled and fulfilled lives, they are able to express more joy, they're able to have more joy in their life and to spread more joy. And I truly believe that honestly makes the world a better place, when people are actually happy and fulfilled within themselves. So that's why I'm talking. That's one of the reasons I'm going to be talking about this and helping you to kind of find that for yourself and really, really discover that for yourself. And creating content is a great way to do it. I mean, come on, I'm over here. I'm talking to like a few people. Nobody has commented yet, guys. What are you guys doing out there? Who's watching? I would love to know. Comment like a one or two if you're watching. I don't know if you're listening, if you're learning anything. Did you learn anything from tuning in to this live stream? Comment one. And I want to know also where you're watching from. So if you're watching from like a mobile device, comment two. Like let's go with that. Let's do the ones and twos. All right, I got you in the ones and twos. I really was just reviewing the first couple principles from this book, oversubscribed by Daniel Priestley. It's really good. I think it's really great reading for anyone who is trying to get into this space, creating content, being an online coach, whatever. And I'll talk more about that. I'll talk more about that in the future. However, y'all, just get out there and create. All right, create quality content. Think about what people need to hear from you, what they can hear to make their lives better, to help them out, to help them solve a problem, to help them with something that you actually know you can help them with, right? That's literally how I birthed my business and started to build my brand. It was not because I thought I just like went out and I was like, I'm going to be an online coach. Like, no, it was literally because back in the day, I used to do health and fitness coaching. I still have a lot of the videos on my channel, so you can go see them. But I used to just, I was just documenting my journey as, somebody who was just trying to get a flat stomach. That was like my main goal. I just wanted to get a flat stomach, and that was it. So from there, people started to notice. I started to build a following because I kept posting consistently, and I was helping people. Whatever I learned that worked, I was sharing that with literally no concept, no program, nothing to offer. I just was sharing it because I wanted to help people live a healthier lifestyle. And people started to ask about coaching and like what that looked like and da da da. So that's really how I got into online coaching in the first place. And I mean, the same can be for you. You don't have to go out and seek, or you try to build like this millions and millions of dollar business. Like that will come later. Let's start where we're at, right? And we can work our way up to that space. But that's why I wanted to talk about the number one the number one mistake that the number one mistake that most new coaches make is by literally not building their own market, not building their own tribe, not building their community, trying to skip that step and just get to the bag, right? It's like you have to go in order, you have to put that work in, and that is by doing that, that is laying the foundation. You need to lay the foundation for somebody to actually get to know you, one, begin to like you, two, and actually trust you, three. And if not, it's going to be really, really hard to build a successful business, right? And your community, you want to do that because they're going to be people that's going to rock with you, they're going to ride for you, they are gonna like be your ace, whatever. And even if they may not be able to take advantage of what it is that you're offering, whatever program is, they will tell their people, they will tell a friend to tell a friend, okay, about you because they rock with you that heavy. So keep that in mind and do not skip this step. Do not try to skip this step in building your coaching business, okay? Don't do it. All right. Even if you are just someone who's seeking to have a creative outlet and you want to just create content and be a content creator, like, okay, you still need to build a community because who's going to be watching your content? Who's going to be subscribing to your stuff? Who's going to be, following you on social media? Like, that is your community. So you need to pour into them. You need to care about them. You need to get to know them. You need to really know them more than they even know themselves. And you're not going to be able to do that if you don't put that work in the beginning and actually throughout your career to continuously learn more about them, to pour into them, show them that you really value them so they can actually value you and what you say, and be that strong and build a strong community that way. And yeah. So do not skip that step. No more. We're not doing that. And if you need help with that, if you want to start your YouTube channel, hey, holla at me. I will put the link in the description box. You can join my coaching program. And yeah, I help you to build your brand and build your business. And that's it for now. Y'all have a great rest of your night, your day, whatever time it is that you're watching this. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Thanks for watching.